Okay. That'll take us into discussion items. Any discussion items by the board?
Yes, I have some if no one else wants to go first. A few things, a couple, addressing some questions. One that was about, again, Stephanie Doe keeps coming up a lot, which is really unfortunate to drag somebody's name through the mud as often as she has, especially with somebody who was doing everything that she could for this district, including millions of dollars in grants, with foregoing her, typical 2 to 3% that a grant writer receives, which would have cost this district tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars based off of the amount that she was bringing in, but deferred those to programming, to instruction, to supplies, to better this district in totality. And yes, she resigned after being pressured. So there's one thing that's happened consistently since June, for sure, and that was anybody who has stood up to this board and called them out on their actions has become a target, and been a target so much that they've either just been so distraught or heartbroken, or frankly just tired of dealing with all of the crap all of the time that they've walked away. And that has happened numerous times since this fall and last spring. But she was one that stood up and talked about that when it was a surprise, as it has become working on this board, a constant surprise of what will happen next when the 4 members voted yes to terminate the contract of the Child and Adolescent Health Center. She stood up at that meeting and stated that health center literally saved her life. And if it weren't for that health center, all of the grants that we were receiving for all of the programming and add-on that we were championing every month because of all the great opportunities for our students would be gone. Ironically enough, all of this pressure started coming down after that. You can jump to conclusions if you want. When she submitted that resignation letter, we were in a situation where we didn't have somebody, we needed somebody to help with after-school program. That was one of her roles, and also with grants that we've already committed. She offered her services. The superintendent said that would be great. That is not uncommon. That is not illegal. She said, do I need to write a letter? No, we'll handle it. Our finance director sent that letter that we were retaining her through the end of the year to fulfill those needs that we had. And then it was sent and it was never put in the board packet. So you can blame her, you can blame Zuver for that, but the fact is that they were following protocol and it didn't get put into the board packet like it should have been. And you know what? He apologized for that because he is a stand-up guy, and as he has said often, he understands he's the superintendent and the buck stops with him. And he is not perfect. But you know what? No one is perfect. And then you throw on top of it the constant stress and strain and pressure from a board that is over micromanaging and overreaching their authority based on the interpretation of laws, then yes, people make mistakes. People make mistakes. So that's one question. Other question is, and every district is like this, the board supervises, or is the manager, boss of the superintendent. Superintendent manages as the boss of the staff. They have that autonomy to make good decisions. That's what you do as a board. You hire people that you instill trust in and confidence in, that they know what they're doing. And then the superintendent is the one that works within the budget that the board approves to make the necessary changes and adaptions throughout the year to make this district work, okay? This board is the one that has chosen to have to be informed of every minute detail, so then they can nitpick, okay? I didn't know about Kevin until, till tonight. I didn't know about this meeting until I had other people from the community reach out to me asking if we had a board meeting. That has been pretty much standard operating procedure for the last 16 months or so. So yeah, I have challenged this board. I have challenged our legal counsel, and I've been stonewalled every single time. So I have to do things on my own because I am a member of this board, okay? And I have that authority. So I will research more now. I'll find out, and I will hopefully have some more answers to some of these things, you know, in February. But I am literally like most of you out here. I came into this blind, you know. I asked around, I called, I tried to get as much detail as I can. And yeah, I talked to our superintendent because he's also my employee. And I asked, what's going on? And he is being forcibly removed because, and I've heard it from so many people in this community and educators in communities that the members of this board have been trying to get him out for over a year. And they've just been searching for ways to do it. And then they basically, co-opted our legal counsel as their own personal attorney to do their bidding. And everybody else has been denied access. And it is not an effective way to run a district. And I'll leave it with this, a couple of things. I have concerns about the health and well-being of our students and our staff. And I'm concerned right along with our staff, especially when we have contracts that need to be signed that have been delayed again and again and again, and we can get more into that in February as well, and then language and words that make it very cryptic and very concerning about what the long-term future of our staff and our dedicated staff and our students is. Nothing against Kevin. I honestly sit here every month and I hear the excuse, well, we haven't seen this. This is the first we're hearing about it. We can't, in good faith, in good conscience, make a decision. And yet, here we are tonight. No information shared ahead of time. I don't know. I mean, Ken sent an email saying there was an investigation sometime last week and that he had talked to the officers about it. Is that an Open Meeting Act violation? I don't know. I feel like every time I turn around, we're like one step removed from a major lawsuit on top of the ones we have because this board seems to go rogue. And once again, it's all here. It's all about the kids. What has transpired in the last year and a half that has put the kids' well-being first and foremost and personal agendas aside? I don't think anything. So I, for one, am tired of sitting up here every month speaking, and asking questions and getting nothing, and then being, just bamboozled, and, with new things that are coming up and decisions that are being made without the full investment and full dialogue from the board. So thank you for everyone coming out tonight. I love Grant Public Schools. I would love to work with a good a board that really can see and work through differences, and I've tried that, and I will continue to try that because that's the commitment I made. But as far as what's going on right now and everything, I'm done. I can't do it anymore, so I'm leaving. But I will be back.
Any other?
Are you resigning?
Mr. Steinmeier, are you resigning from the board?
I am done for tonight. I will see you in February.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment?